Hi Scorpio loves, how are you doing? Happy birthday, happy solar return, however you like it put. I am so happy to have you along. We are doing your season reading here. So this is the biggest reading that I offer throughout the month. If you need to watch it in a couple parts, feel free to do so. We will start with a center card that's going to be dealing with your heart space, as this reading did evolve out of the chakras ascension readings that I offer on a daily basis, where if we bring all of our chakras together into one center chakra in our heart space, we will create a radiant sun that we can then use to really give to our environment, our gifts. And I have overlaid the Western Zodiac wheel just so that we can break the rays of radiance into smaller parts to speak on them. So as I was laying out your cards, I got really excited. Like, the energy here feels at first glance very Scorpio. So I'm feeling it. So you may be really happy in your energy this month as well, and exuberant about it, and just pleased to be able to have some time to really be yourself, to have the support of the universe, to just, own who you are, especially, with the year that we've had, to kind of take some rest in knowing that it's okay to be you. It's like your time. So, and you get a whole month of it. How fantastic. I am going to start with the message that's on the back of this center card. You're afraid to let go of something that no longer is working for you. There is a deep sense of duty or guilt, and you feel like you don't have a choice. The reality is that you do. And ultimately, doing what you know feels right in your heart will be best for all concerned. Yeah, that's not always easy to do, but it's very true. I am going to take the rest of the reading completely intuitively, though. And I just need to let the energies come through a little bit. Okay, so I'm hearing like the moon may really be playing a big role for you this month as well. I believe we're having the full moon on, I think it's such a special day to be having it on the 31st, with a Halloween holiday, for whomever is familiar with that. Especially for you, Scorpio, to have it there. I think it's beautiful. So there may be something significant going on during that time. And of course with, I'm not sure what's going on later in November, but if we have another full moon, because the one that we're having this month is going to be a blue moon, because it's happened twice in October. But that other full moon may be quite significant if it's still in Scorpio sun time. So I feel like there's going to be just a feeling that things are moving, at least. Nothing major, but that there's going to be some sort of almost subtle energy that comes through that's going to be mixing a lot with the sun's energy. And it's like you can't premeditate what's going to happen here, because the way that they blend, there's a certain chemistry that happens, which we don't often think about, I think, with astrology like we would with cooking, where if you take two ingredients and you put them together, it's not like they're necessarily going to create the sum of their parts, because there's a chemical reaction that happens. And unless you have experienced that and observed it and know of it, it may be kind of hard to anticipate. And so I kind of feel like it's that process that you're just going to have to be in the moment and letting things reveal themselves to you and be part of what's unfurling. And I think that this is going to lead to a fair amount of self-reflection for you, self-understanding. Now, as I look at your first house, your identity, what you're really going to be showing up as here, that's a very powerful card to have. It's very, strong-willed, fiery energy. So I'm feeling that you are wanting to be seen, like you're wanting to be even respected during this time, be honored. There's something about you really loving being in your season. So maybe you've been feeling kind of hidden. I'm almost getting this Leo energy, like you want your stage, it's your time to shine. And so there's some of that, but also this real need to be authentic about it and unapologetic, like you're showing up as yourself, and so be it. And I like that. I don't see you 100% comfortable with that yet. I'm feeling you still may be having a little bit of self-judgment around this, kind of wondering what others are going to think about you a little bit, and that might be kind of getting in your head space a little bit, where you're feeling, like I was saying here, a little bit reflective. It also feels like you're trying to propel yourself out of any situations that may feel like they want to destroy you, that you're going to have the energy to carry you through and remove yourself from any type of disasters, especially if they're kind of a natural disaster, that you're seeking safety, you're trying to avoid danger, in a way, escaping especially. So I'm now going to look at your second house of value. Yeah, and I'm hearing like you kind of want to have your little fairy tale, like a girl's birthday party in a way. Like it's time for you just to play and enjoy yourself and have a little party and have some fun. And play is a big thing here, and really doing something that may feel like it's a little bit over the top for yourself, a little bit more self-indulgent than normal, because it is your season. So you may even go on like a little trip and spoil yourself to a certain extent. And I'm hearing like if you didn't get something in childhood, if there was a way that your birthdays were never celebrated, if that's something that you like to do, that you may be kind of making up for that and getting your needs met basically here, fulfilling yourself. This is a great card too. Kind of has that same energy. So this is your communication. So again, I'm getting enjoying yourself, pampering yourself, allowing yourself to relax, but not just relax, as is, but there's a heightened sense of it's a little bit more fun than usual. Again, I'm hearing you may be, just taking yourself out of an environment that you're used to and giving yourself the opportunity to have a new experience even. And you may even be doing this alone, like there isn't a great feel for company or anything here. Like you're just comfortable with your own energy, you're enjoying yourself. Now in your house of family and home, yeah, I'm hearing like you're definitely probably wanting to get out of the house a little bit more. Like you're a little bit faded at home, a little tired of how you identify with yourself at home. And this could be some of that escape energy too. Like you just want to get away for a while maybe. Because in a way, the home has become a little too familiar and kind of just sad and listless in a way. And you may have been spending a lot of time there and feeling a lot of memories and going over things where it isn't doing anything for you. It's not nurturing you. And I think that you're just kind of like, oh, I got to switch gears a little bit here. So I don't see that you're unhealthy at all. You know, I feel like home has been actually a good space for you to maintain your energy and stay healthy. It's just almost psychologically like it's not doing much for you right now. Now this is going to be your house where you really put yourself out there and you're putting your power out there and seeing what kind of respect it's getting. And I feel like you're having very positive results here. If there's anything that needs you to assert yourself in a way that is balanced, so it's not like pushy, over the top, chaotic, underdeveloped, but if you have something that's balanced, I feel like this is a very good time for you to publish, gain more recognition, network. I feel like you're going to be seen in a very good light. Whatever you're doing as far as this goes looks just magnificent. So something's going on here. I know, like for you, I've said quite a few times that it feels like your career or whatever you do related to that has had a lot of good energy around it this year. I'm almost wondering where Jupiter is for you, because it's almost that energy. It feels protected. It even feels a little bit Venusian, like you're able to attract things and just be in good, healthy, fortunate energy. So excellent. Now, this is your home or your house of daily routine and health. Again, I'm getting this celebratory energy. And I'm hearing like you've been doing a lot at home. You may have had like a dance routine, an exercise routine, something that's just required a lot of energy. And, I feel like you've been indulging yourself somehow in your daily routine to where it's getting kind of funny in a way. Like the routine of it is getting to where it just starts like breaking down. It's like if you've ever worked somewhere where you had to say the same thing over and over. After a while, it's like you can't even remember what it is or what, like what you're even doing, because the repetition at some point just kind of falls apart. So it feels like that. And so again, like breaking out of maybe a routine, maybe the perfect trick for you. So the next house is for your balance, your sense of justice, your partnerships, your harmony, your beauty. Excellent energy. Kind of what I said here. I feel like you're strong, you're healthy. Everything's fine. You're in very, very good energy. You may be a little bit envious of someone. Very Scorpio trait, so not surprised. You may even gossip a little bit about this. But it doesn't feel over the top, like overly malicious. And you may not even realize that you're doing this because it's so second nature to you. But you've got your shine on. I don't feel like anything is going on here for you. You're attractive. You're in good energy. You're being seen well. It's very much this type of energy here that we had. So, I mean, you are showing up in radiant health here. And you've got a good emotional composure going on as well. So let's look at your house here. So this is Scorpio, where you go deep. You're looking at the secret, the hidden. I'm hearing like you've done a lot of work here, and you realize that this space is complicated. You know, it's kind of like your home, and you know how to live in this space, like it's always part of you, but you're maybe not like indulging in this, like it's sort of like in the background. But now's not really the time to be necessarily doing the deep inner work. I mean, you may spend some moments here and there with it. And I am getting like into memories, something in the past, looking back to things. You may have even lived somewhere else, getting kind of like an area that was more like West Coast or more forested, more out somewhere. Like you may not be in the same kind of environment right now. This is back when you maybe lived somewhere that was more isolated, had more natural spaces around it or something. And you may be doing a little bit of processing from things that happened back then. But I would say like it's kind of useless for you, because the processing that you would need to do has nothing to do with your perspective. It would be about, you know, communicating to other people and getting to know their perspectives about something. So there's only so much of the work that you can do on your own, unless it's just something that you need to release. But if it's things that you want to analyze and you need more input, that, you know, you only have so much information at hand for that. So let's look here now at your 9th house. This is what's really beyond you, and, you know, higher mindedness, exploring things outside of your comfort zone. Again, I'm getting this nod to the moon energy, some of that vibe off of this cards here, like learning from it, that things are going to be revealed to you through this, and it may have something to do with your sense of power and leadership. Especially being like like understanding how to be not even for yourself, but just understanding the power of the feminine energy and the leadership that energy can cultivate. Now your 10th house is really where you are building your legacy, your highest accomplishments. And off of this, I'm getting a very different energy. Aside from this, there is a weirdness to it, something uncanny, something, I mean, this still is very Scorpio for me, but it's got a hint of mystery to it, and, you know, it's like really you being you. In a way that's kind of intimidating, I would say, but it's very much you. So, you know, really showing up as yourself. But I cannot help but think that that it may be like too much, and, you know, I'm getting it from there too, that when you temper it with more light, that it's easier to digest. So I'm hearing like with the public, it's very difficult. I'm hearing like the audience that you seek will be smaller if you are really in your more authentic energy, and I'm a huge proponent of being in your authentic energy. That the light, of course, is going to be more attracted. It easily attracts this other type of energy that speaks to feminine power, the womb, the birthing, the gestation, the secrets, the taboo, is not as palatable, yet, it's very necessary. So, I don't know, I see you taking a stand here, though, that's kind of like, whatever, this is me, this is how I show up. Scary or not, here I come, I respect that so much, because, staying in your personal truth is not always easy. Okay, so your 11th house, your individuality, the tribes that you want to belong to, your care for humanity. I'm hearing that, yes, you feel very powerful on your own, but yet you still enjoy having some interactions, knowing that you have a bit of a network that's stimulating and interesting, especially intellectually for you, and to be able to share ideas, but that it's not like, overly important for you, and that you've kind of established this nice balance between a lot of good, healthy alone time, where maybe you can research and explore and go deep and, do the Scorpio thing. And yet, have enough external opportunities to share and integrate with others. You may enjoy teaching even a little bit. Okay, so your last card is self-transcendence. You may not always get here, but this is kind of like the pinnacle of out of this cycle, what can really be gleaned, usually. So yeah, I'm hearing like you're not going to be openly offering a lot of nurturing to other people. It's more about keeping that energy to yourself, which I've seen a little bit here, a quite healthy amount of self-care. I do see that even in doing this, and because you're doing this, there's something about it, as I was saying at one point, that like maybe you didn't get this in your past, that the act of you taking care of yourself in this way may kind of trigger you and create a little bit of that psychological issue a little bit, and prevent you from actually indulging and enjoying this process. So there's something there that you may want to look into, that it's like that pleasure-pain thing where they become one and the same, because you can't really enjoy the pleasure because it's so linked to the pain. And this would be in your roots, like even through your ancestry, something that may have happened, something that goes deep. But I think the benefit of this is that it keeps you creative at least. It keeps you alive. It keeps you processing things. Like life doesn't become too stagnant and boring. I mean, this is life after all. So we have all these challenges. So you're doing your best. And this is, like always, just a period of growth, introspection, and further learning about yourself. And what I feel is so wonderful during this time for you is that you do the work. You're so committed to yourself, and there's always this essence of that it's not just for you. Always, like, that it can benefit other people too somehow. And so you having these really rich, deep, and even intellectual experiences is helping, whether you realize it or not, the greater good. So thank you, Scorpio, for doing all of the work that you do. We all love you, and I'm sending you eternal, bright blessings for this season. Please take beautiful care.